Alright, now this review is going to start getting real hot, because we're moving into the firearms. And as you can see here, I got all the handguns lined up and ready to be reviewed and tested. Now one thing, Resident Evil 4 introduces the upgrade system, and the way I'm going to review this is the same way I did in my previous version. First I'm going to review the weapon untouched, no upgrades at all, and then I'm going to review the weapon fully and exclusively upgraded. Because once you buy all the upgrades, most weapons have an exclusive upgrade that finalizes it by either firepower, capacity, or firing speed, or by some other special effect. But anyway, so that's how it's gonna go. So first we'll start with the handguns. The first handgun is just the regular handgun. Oh my god, look at that awesome quality right there. Nothing compared to my previous version. Not this piece of shit. This awesomeness right here. You just can't freaking compare. Alright. So anyway, here's the handgun. A standard 9mm handgun. Oh my god. It's actually the Silver Ghost. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, first let's test it out unupgraded. Alright, now here it is fully upgraded. And sometimes when you purchase the exclusive upgrade, it changes the definition of the weapon. No longer your average 9mm handgun. Its chance of critical headshots is increased by 5-fold. Alright, basically when it comes to testing, I'm only going to come into the screen if the definition has changed. Otherwise, I'm going to immediately jump to the next clip where it's fully upgraded and show you the difference. Usually, I will only show the difference in reload speed because that's the only physical difference. But for the handguns, the firing speed is also improved, so I'll take a couple shots too and then reload. Now let's see the regular handgun fully upgraded. Alright, now to test the handgun on an enemy. First I'm going to test it unupgraded, then I will test it upgraded. Alright, so 8 handgun shots to take down a standard Granado, unupgraded. Now let's try fully upgraded. Alright, that only took half the amount of shots, 4 shots. Well, that's only because the firepower went up, duh. Alright, before I conclude the handgun, I want to test that critical headshot theory. Alright, so the chance of critical has definitely gone up. It's not 100%, but there were quite a few headshots in there, so I believe it. Alright, that is it for the handgun.
Freeze! I said freeze! Hasta luego. Don't fall for this old trick.
Alright, one cool thing about the standard handgun is you can get it silenced if you play as Wesker in the Mercenaries mode. A silenced version of the custom-tuned 9mm handgun. Its chance of critical headshots is increased by 5 times. And you know, I wonder if they ever made a definition for the silenced handgun, but not upgraded, because you can never get it, so I wonder if they ever did. It's the same exact handgun fully upgraded, just silenced, so I'll just show you real quick. No testing. Now for the next handgun, the Red9.
Ah, a choice of an avid gun collector. It's a nice gun, stranger.
A powerful 9mm handgun. These aren't very descriptive, but whatever. Now this is my favorite handgun. It is the most powerful handgun in the game, especially when fully upgraded. And also, it's one of 2 weapons that comes with a stock. A stock for the 9mm Red9 handgun. Absorbs and spreads out 80% of the recoil forces for increased shooting stability and comfort. A powerful 9mm handgun with stock. Alright, so I'm going to test it unupgraded and fully upgraded with and without stock. Alright, now to test the Red9 on an enemy. Now, the stock doesn't change the firepower. All it does is it helps with aiming and stability. So, just to add a little twist, I'm going to test it unupgraded without the stock, and then I'm going to test it upgraded with the stock. Alright, so 5 shots from the Red9 to take down a standard Ganado, unupgraded. Now let's try fully upgraded. Wow. Alright, only 2 shots with a fully upgraded Red9. So this is a very powerful handgun once you got it fully upgraded. And that is why it's my favorite. And even though it's very powerful, it still has a good capacity and reload speed. Alright, that is it for the Red9 handgun.
Okay, what do we do now? Done.
Now for the next handgun, the Punisher.
A wise choice, mate. Its ammo will penetrate just about anything.
This 9mm handgun will blast a hole through 2 enemies. So this handgun has piercing ability. Now let's test it out. Alright, the definition changes when it's fully upgraded. Now this 9mm handgun will blast a hole through 5 enemies. So just a greater piercing ability, basically. Alright, now let's test the Punisher on an enemy. First unupgraded. Alright, so 8 shots from the Punisher to take down a standard Ganado. That is equivalent to the standard handgun. And I remember something when you're buying handguns. I think it says something like the firepower of the regular handgun is equivalent to 1.0 or something like that. I don't know if this has anything to do with the other handguns, but I don't know. Alright, now let's see the Punisher fully upgraded on a Ganado. Alright, when a Plaga Parasite spontaneously morphs like that, when you didn't even hit their head, then that means the point at which that occurred would have been the death point for the enemy if that hadn't spawned. So, the Punisher fully upgraded takes 5 shots to defeat a standard enemy. And I just realized I'm not given estimates with the guns. That's because you can do much more in this game, and it's not just all about shooting anymore. Most people, if they had a brain, would melee enemies if they get the chance, and always go for the headshot. Alright, before I end the Punisher, I want to test the piercing ability it has when it's fully upgraded. I'm going to try to get 5 enemies lined up and fire 1 bullet, and if they are all stunned, well, there you go. Alright, regardless I just died, the piercing ability is unmatched, with the Punisher fully upgraded. I forgot to mention this. This handgun you could actually unlock for free, even with a partial upgrade. If you acquire all 15 blue medallions in the village section of the game, then you will unlock this Punisher with 1 firepower upgrade already attached. If you get just 10 medallions, then you just get the Punisher completely unupgraded for free. There's the Punisher for you. Alright, now for the next handgun, the Blacktail. A 9mm handgun with superior handling. Basically what that means is the aiming speed is faster with this handgun. Alright, let's test it out. Alright, So, the firing speed is insane when this is fully upgraded. So that's another reason why they call it superior handling. Alright, now let's test the Blacktail on a Ganado. Alright, based on that test, this handgun has the highest starting firepower out of all the handguns, because it only took 4 shots in the beginning. Alright, now let's test it fully upgraded. Alright, so only 2 shots from the Blacktail to take down a Ganado when fully upgraded. So this is very close to the Red9 when it comes to firepower. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if people preferred this over the Red9, because not only does it have a good firepower when fully upgraded, but the capacity, reload speed, and firing speed are all really outstanding. I mean, this has the highest capacity besides the next handgun. I just like the Red9 more because it looks cooler, probably. Alright, that is it for the Blacktail.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Sorry, but following a lady's lead just isn't my style.
Put them up now.
Now for the last handgun, the Matilda.
An awesome choice, stranger. It's got a 3-round rapid-fire capability, although it uses up ammo rather quickly.
A 9mm handgun with burst fire capability. That being the final handgun, every single handgun had the word 9mm handgun in the description. So they were kinda lazy with the descriptions of the handguns here. But whatever. And for a hardcore Resident Evil fan, you know perfectly well that is the Heckler & Koch VP70 that Leon always uses in all his games. Alright, let's test this thing out. Alright, so obviously, with the burst fire has the highest firing speed of all the handguns. But as the merchant puts it, it does eat through ammo very quickly. So now let's test this on a Ganado, first unupgraded. Alright, so 5 shots from the Matilda to take down a Ganado, unupgraded. Now let's try fully upgraded. Alright, so only 3 shots from the Matilda when fully upgraded to take down a Ganado. Okay, so as you can see, the exclusive upgrade for this weapon is not the firepower, but rather the capacity. Gives it 100 bullets before running out of ammo. That's ridiculous. But whatever, I mean, it does eat through ammo quickly, so I guess it's a necessary upgrade. One more thing to mention, you don't get the Matilda like the other handguns. The other handguns, they unlock over time throughout the game, but this weapon you don't get until you beat the game in normal mode. Alright, that is it for the Matilda, and that is it for all handguns.